Good morning, everyone. This is Caitlin, and I will be presenting for our group presentation in film. And let's go to the part of the international and local artist. For the local artist, first we have Lino Broca. This is our first filmmaker. He had received the Order of National Artist of the Philippines Award. In Maynila sa ng Liwanag, he wields his imitation of life once again through the lens of cinema. The protagonist was an innocent man who later on craved revenge on abusive authorities. So, in this part, Lino Broca was kind of an activist director. He wanted to depict what Philippines look like and what the reality of it is through his films. So, in a sense, Lino Broca was like an activist director in his own terms. His craft include Maynila sa Kuka ng Liwanag, number 1, Wade but not found, This is My Country. Number 2, we have Brillante Mendoza. Brillante Mendoza received the Order of the National Artist Award, and he received the Best Director Award at the 2009 Cannes Film Festival for his film Kinatay. His films sometimes include reimagining the reality of Philippines, for example, through magic realism or through his usage of the sarimanok. And he appears, such as his work on the 2012 film Captive, where a legendary sarimanok appears before two tourists before him. Mendoza's objective for coming up with the film is to speak to the Filipino youth, and I think that's really important because it really resonates the words of our national hero Rizal, where he says that the Filipino youth is the hope of the country. Brillante Mendoza's craft include Marosa, Service, and Kinatay. Next, we have Eric Mati. Eric Mati is a local director. He co-founded the company Reality Entertainment. He graduated from elementary and high school at Colegio San Juan Agustin, Bacolod. He studied college as a biology major, but aside from biology, he shifted to mass communication. And his works include Bust, Quaresma, and of course the iconic Honor Thy Father featuring John Lloyd Cruz. So the next we have is the international filmmakers, which is also important because the international filmmakers also influence some films in the country. So number 1, we have Marilyn Monroe. Number 1, Marilyn Monroe is an American actress and singer. She became one of the world's most enduring iconic figures and is remembered both for her embodiment of the Hollywood sex symbol. She started a wave of women using their sexuality as a tool in film. So in a way, Marilyn Monroe was kind of a feminist in her own way because she believed that women should be able to express how they want to be through the films. And I think that's really important because women have something to offer to the world, and we don't have to be objectified through films because that's the tendency of some directors or some producers, basically anyone who is in the film industry po. So I think that's really important po. Next, we have Marilyn Monroe's craft. So because she's also a producer, she also produced Some Like It Hot and of course The Misfits. Wong Kar-wai. In the 1980s, Wong emerged from the creative buzz of the Hong Kong film industry. Its peak was producing many movies in a year. Most of his films raises discussion on how cultural identity is portrayed in films. An example is the martial art film The Grandmaster. 2013. It was released in 2013. And Wong Kar-wai's craft is in Chungking Express. It sounds like a Hong Kong title, and of course we have the In the Mood for Love, which talks about divorce between two couples. Next we have Steven Spielberg, our third director, the most commercially successful director. He's also known as the box office director. He's the recipient of many accolades, including 3 Academy Awards and 4 Director Guild of America Awards. 7 of his films have been inducted as culturally significant in the National Film Registry. He was part of what people fondly called the movie brats. So in the movie brats, they kind of cross-pollinated through film or through television, or they were raised for the most part on TV, and they exchange ideas through a creative standpoint. So some of the movies made by Steven Spielberg includes Jaws, Jurassic Park, and Adventures of Tintin. Next, we have Edgar Wright. So Edgar Wright is known as a visual director. He directs through visual creativity. He is an English filmmaker, and he's created some of the fan favorites in the West. He subverts from the common way of filmmaking style, where dialogues and music is emphasized. Instead, he pursues detail of a film script through visualization. For the British Academy of Film and Television, he was nominated for Best Situation Comedy and Best British Film. Wright's-Craft, A Fistful of Fingers, Hot Fuzz, and Shaun of the Dead. Next, we have Nagisa Oshima. So Nagisa Oshima was one of the inspiration of some film directors in the international scene. Graduated from the Kyoto University after taking up political history. His late father influenced his interest in politics, but it began at a young age. So, in the first place, to make films is a criminal act in this world. Doesn't this also explain why it is difficult to establish a movement in the film world? So this is what Nagisa Oshima believed in. He said it is easy for one person to commit a crime, but it is really difficult to commit a crime in a group. People who try to commit a crime in a group are inevitably shot down.